Commentator to win the Whitney again.
Coming down to the finish, Albert the Great. Look at him stride away powerfully.
Louis Couture's on the outside, and he forges past in the shadow of the wire. Will's way, second on the line to Louis Couture, who wins it narrowly.
A dazzling performance by a dazzling 3-year-old Bellamy Road. He's turning the Wood Memorial into an absolute runaway. He'll just cruise home here. Scrappy T and Survivalist are second. They have been beaten by more than 15 lengths. Bellamy Road wins with something left. The final time was 1:47 flat, equaling the track record, and it is Nick Zito, Javier Castellano, and George Steinbrenner. Coming down to the finish, Birdtown is tenacious as Lady Tech surges. Here's the wire. Birdtown the lead.
It's going to be A.P. Valentine, and he's going to be the winner of the 129th Champagne by 2 lengths over Point Gibbon.
All the way as they come down to the line. A late run from Pyro, but will not get to the front-running winner of the Champagne Stakes, Warpass, and he crosses the line in 1:36. Morning Line's now in front. A Priority gives way in the shadow of the wire to Morning Line, the winner of the Carter Handicap. Under the line, Jackson Bend has found a home as a Grade 1 lead.
Greenwood Lake coming with giant strides on the outside. Greenwood Lake with an eye-catching performance here. Greenwood Lake, the winner, going away. Reeler in. Chelsea Flower is still there. Robbie Davis full out, and Chelsea Flower will do it. Chelsea Flower's going to win. It's a photo for second. They're coming down to the finish. Can Smarty Jones hold on? Here comes Birdstone. Birdstone surges past. Birdstone wins the Belmont Stakes. Smarty Jones was valiant but vanquished, finishing second. Royal Assault came on to be third. And so this Triple Crown remains vacated for 26 long years, and this magical Triple Crown trail of Smarty Jones comes to a disheartening end in the final strides of the Belmont Stakes.
Smarty Jones will always be one of the most famous horses ever. He's got his own niche, and it was cool. But Mary Lou Whitney pulled through with her husband John and my great staff.
Thank you, Nick.
And everybody.
Wire-to-wire win in the Belmont Stakes at 38-1. It is the Tara. He wins by 4 lengths. The Triple Crown will remain vacant once again.
135th Travers Stakes. They are in the gate, and they are off. Birdstone at the 8th pole with the lead. The Cliff's Edge takes it to him. Zito 1-2 with the 16th to go, and little Birdstone digs down. The Cliff's Edge could not get to him in the darkness at Saratoga. Birdstone.
Hanging out, trying to build up again, trying to be come back like Wayne told me to. He said, you know, he wants to see me make a comeback.
Nick, what do you want to do? The same thing?
No, we're not freezing. Listen to me. Lane.
You have a few exciting 2-year-olds in your barn this year. Tell me a little bit about them.
Well, I got 2 fillies by Central Banker, the New York Breds, which is always good. I got a Golden Sense colt. He looks like he's coming around. I'm really high on a Will colt. I'm really high on it, but more importantly, I'm excited about maybe getting some 2-year-olds in, and you know, the ones that could change the whole deal for us. We'll see. But you know, happy about what I got now. So far so good, and we'll go from there. The running son of a bitch. I got 36. 35. On the training track. Pretty good on the training track.
36 and 4, bro.
34.
Oh yeah, because he was on the fence all the time. 36. I know, right?
36.
I saw. I was
es que se la nada más.
yeah, I was home.
Imagine if you had company.
And I was a little outside because I inside.
If we had company.
And I have like.
Remember the horse when we had the
Yeah.
fillies?
Oh yeah, he was holding the whole way.
He's a runner.
I thought it was more 37.
Yeah, he's a runner.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the gallopel, he have a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah, I think 49. I should have got the half mile on that.
next time.
Yeah, next time.
He was good, he was good.
Thank you. What'd you think of the... This is Cherie, who I just think the world of her. She's just unbelievable trainer. I mean, learned from the bottom up, and one of the best trainers, period. There's nothing to do with women. It has nothing to do with women. She's just a great trainer. You know, normally they say, like, you know, the girl trainers, if they do well, they say, oh, she's, you know, one of the best girl trainers. No, she's just one of the best trainers, period. I don't want to spoil her ring. But Wayne was here for years. I'd come back, you know, talk to him. You can see his sign still up. That's really cool. So Cherie did that in honor of him, I guess, which is cool. It's really nice. Left the sign up. Good for her. And we had a fellow Cherie worked for me, Chuck Simon. They're going to pay tribute to him. They have a nice thing for him on the 15th of July. People could see, you know, share his life. Chuck was just a special guy, Chuck Simon. That's how Cherie worked with him. And of course, she worked for Chad Brown for many, many years, and top assistant, one of his top assistants. That's what you got to do, but this was a great area for me. I'm so grateful that NYRA put me in 82. I gotta thank NYRA for that. Andrew Hofferman was nice. You know, they were nice. And this was Wayne's barn for years, right? And we shared many a morning together. I think Wayne was in this barn at least 30 years. My barn, we'll go see it in a minute. My old barn, 35, I believe, maybe even more, 35. And close to it. And Cherie, this is her barn. Hey, Walter, we're good?
Yeah, good.
You know, Kaylie, so right here there was a chute. This is before they built these dorms. And one day the fella said, the van man, he goes, what are you doing? I go, what do you mean? They're going to Belmont. He goes, what? I said, yeah, this one's running the Gold Cup. This one's running the Champagne. This one's running in this race. This one's running that race. This was like 1999, 2000, 98. And right here, this is where we trained them. And everybody, I remember Lynn Rizzio, may rest in peace. He was the chairman of Barnes and Noble. So I had a nice horse for him, Noble Causeway. And a couple of nights, he said, what are you doing? He said, you should be at Belmont. This should be your vacation. And I said, no, Lynn, this is the place to train horses. And he said, yeah, but see, Belmont was Belmont then. It was like a cathedral there. You know, everybody talked about Belmont Park, the beautiful Belmont Park, rightfully so. But I knew this place was it. I would always say, I'd sit out here, right there, and I'd have a lot of media come by. They'd be out here, and I said, this is the last remaining truth in racing, Saratoga. And we went, it was only 4 weeks at the time, whatever it was. They went from 4 weeks to 5 weeks to 6 weeks, 7 weeks and 8 weeks. There was a famous article, because Nick Zito said, you can't get enough of a good thing. So it's in the papers, and Saratoga, all the locals know. All the locals know. A lot of them thank us for it, because I said, you can't get enough of a good thing. So sure enough, it's in the paper. Nick Zito said you can't get enough of a good thing. So Mac Miller, Hall of Fame trainer, P.G. Johnson, Hall of Fame trainer. They were like dean trainers. I guess now you can call me a dean trainer, get older. No, but they wanted to go back to their homes in Westbury and just train out of Belmont Park. They didn't want to be up here for this 8 weeks. We were right about that. We called the shot, because you can't get enough of a good thing. I mean, last time I looked, the Belmont Steaks are up here. The 4th of July is up here, and now the regular meat starts. Hello, how do you like me now? So at the end of the day, Joanne Yepsen was the mayor here. And, there's this phrase, before honors humility. So I said, no. She wanted to name a street after us, if you could believe it, before she left office. Maybe if I named the street after us, I would have got a few more stalls. maybe. But I don't need it. My mom makes rest in peace. She goes, look, if they don't know you by now, nobody will know you. So that's good enough. But that's the thing. And this is how you go. Hold on. And this is this is the way it is. It's Saratoga. There's only one Saratoga. I always tell everybody, and probably I leave something out. I'm not going to leave it out today. So if you took a Coca-Cola bottle and you put Saratoga, you put Keelan and Del Mar. But if you also put the week of the Derby, the Kentucky Derby, for the caramel color, you'd sell racing as good as football, baseball, basketball. You would. So Saratoga is a special place, and I was grateful. We could never take that away from us. We were one of the first ones, no question.
You were the pioneer for working horses and prepping horses here for big races, Birdstone, commentator.
Stephen got even. We won quite a few champagnes. A lot of them came from up here.
5 or 6?
Yeah, 5. And, a lot of them came from up here. Well, Memorial, all the horses. I mean, this is 25 years ago, seems like it's nothing. But, again, we were first to do this. We had a stable at Belmont too, but we were training better horses up here and bring them down. I remember Steve Haskin when Birdstone beat Smarty Jones, and he's going into the Hall of Fame this year, Smarty Jones. And when Birdstone beat him, I remember Steve Haskin. I came down to my barn. I had my barn at Belmont, right there, barn 12. The signs were old. They used to put the signs up. They were too old. You win this, you win that. But he goes, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the training track. Got there on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. Went to the training track, went to the gate. Saturday morning, just chilled. And he made history. Largest crowd in history. Largest crowd in history in New York racing, for sure. 120,000 people. That's a lot. And seeing Birdstone beat Smarty Jones. So he trained up here. Right, we'll go back to Oklahoma. So Birdstone come up to that race like, this is for the Travers. This is for the Travers, not the Belmont. This is for the Travers. So we had skipped all the prep races. I think we might have been the first one. I think Jen Antonucci did it second. You have to, Matthew will look at that. But what happened was, we had won the Belmont. We had won the Belmont, and we defeated the great Smarty Jones. And I said to John and Mary Lou, I said, Mary Lou, we're gonna just train them up to the Travers. She goes, wonderful. Sonny would have loved that. Sonny obviously was the Sonny Whitney. Would have loved that. So the horse is doing everything right. So Mary Lou comes out for the final, one of my final workouts from. And I told Maxine Correa, good job working horses. Her husband Carl's good rider. Had some really good help. That's what you're only as good as your help. And anyway, I told her to do this with the horse and do that with the horse. And we couldn't believe like the gallop out and this and that. And I looked at Mary Lou and I said, Mary Lou, these good horses train themselves. She said, you better wash your mouth out with soap. Sonny would fire you on the spot. You're a horse trainer. Don't say the horse trained him by himself. You train the horse. But she was that way. And then, later on, as after the race and as the years went on, she would tease me about that. You know, I would tease her. But it is something like, you know, all the great trainers will tell you somehow, you know, you could ask Shug or Baffert or Wayne, may rest in peace, or Todd, or whoever I'm leaving out. You know, all the great trainers, Bill Mott, they'll tell you, like, you know, the horse has a lot to do with it. You know, you can tell a rider a certain way, but man, it's like a car. You know, you got a fancy car, you got a Rolls Royce or something nice to drive. They're pretty good. You know, they're pretty good. So that's what happened. But that was funny. But the horse, I mean, so the guy, I think it was Andy's friend, Andy Surly's friend. He asked me, I did a show. He goes, from 1 to 10, how do you rate him? I said 10.5. Right or wrong? Right or wrong. That's how good he was. That's how good he was. It's a cool area here. This Jimmy Bonds, Roy Lerman's place here. And this obviously was Michael Dobbs, but now it's the Carneys, you know. Tom Carney owns it. Cool stuff. Saratoga's not going anywhere, if you know what I mean. It's not going anywhere. So this is a popular place. See NYRA bets there? NYRA bets. You take it? Yeah. You took the picture? Yeah, I did. Yeah. My man, this is my man here. The NYRA bets. See that? NYRA bets.
Nick, after all you've accomplished in your career, what keeps you motivated every morning?
Oh, there's, you know, the history, the ghost up there, you know, the tradition, the ambiance, the romance, the pageantry. That keeps me going. And, you know, everybody keeps telling me there's one more before we leave the earth. One more big one. So, I'd like it to be here someday. Can't beat Saratoga. Can't beat it. There's something to it. You know, this is a special day for me because there's nobody here. And you can almost see like there's some, you can visualize. It's almost like a field of dreams for me today. It's like a field of dreams. You know they're around. You know the ghosts are around. The people are here. There's somebody there. See Mary Lou right there, sitting in a box. And all the great people that were here. The great people that made Saratoga. Had some great movies about Saratoga too. When I was a kid, I used to watch a couple of them. How you doing, Dave? Dave O'Rourke. How you doing, Dave? Thank you for this. Thank you very much.